The All-Pro Tour would head to Myrtle Beach for the Aflac 150 for the 10th race of the 2014 season. AAA Pole Award went to the only Ford in the field, that being Ryan Barley in his Richer Racing Ford. He would start next to Jimmy Barley in the 94. Ashton Short starts third, Greg Nee fourth, and the 4 of Logan Alvarez starting fifth. But right away, the 65 car jumps right to the inside and underneath Barley and into turn number 3. Ashton Short takes the lead, so Ryan Barley does not even lead a lap in the opening stages of this one. Later on in the run, it would be the 4 of Logan Alvarez to the lead, and Barley is back on the inside, so maybe he will lead a lap, but the 65 is going to fall back to around 4th as we take a look at points leader Ike Durbin, and second place in points Emma Trout in the 15 back there as well. Durbin running at the front of the field, and he has been running very solid this season, has had a bad stretch here in the last couple of weeks, but Ike Durbin in that new brown number 45 car running well here early on at Myrtle Beach as we see the 101 of Sebastian Morris get turned, and he's just going to drive it into the pits. Tough break for him. No yellow would fly, and he hits the wall there too, so unsure of that. But Scott Greer in the 27 has blown up, and on lap 11, the caution flag would fly for this. Merges right down into Scott O'Brien. They go for a spin, but Greer, well, I don't know what else he could do there, but Scott Greer brings out our first caution of the race on lap 11. On the restart, we see the 101 of Sebastian Morris 1 lap down on the inside of Logan Alvarez, and we see the 21 of Jeffrey Johnson underneath the 94 of Jimmy Barley early on the restart, and it looked like he may have a chance to get around the 4, and off turn number 4 does and leads the lap and gets around Sebastian Morris in the 101. To clear all lap traffic, we see the 12 of Casey Littinger now underneath the 4 car as well. Here's the 3 of Zach McRae into the wall and comes into the pits. It's probably for that damage he just received. 13 in there as well. He's got some right side damage to that car, and he hit the wall as well. Earl McRae in the 96 is looking under Jeffrey Johnson for the lead as the 101 has got back around the 21 car, and Earl McRae, there's a couple cars smack the turn 2 wall, but Earl McRae has taken the lead and will get around all lap traffic. Jeff Ginger in the 98 gets into his teammate and goes for a little bit of a ride, saves the car, keeps it going, and a little bit of a scare for the Muscle Milk Dodge as we see the 65 of Ashton Short has got turned by Ross Kirkton, and on lap 20 our second yellow would fly, and both of them would keep on going with minimal damage, but they will start back in the field on the restart. Ike Durbin under the yellow has blown up. The 45 car loses the engine and will limp to the pits. Ike Durbin, oh man, this is a tough break for the points leader, and he will bring that car into the pits and retire from the race. So a very tough break for Ike Durbin in the 45 car. He won't finish last, but he'll finish second to last, so this is going to be a tough points day for him. But you see, he actually pulled out to the lead right there. He would lead that lap, but he would retire. Earl McRae leads on the restart, and he has Brad Curtis, last year's champion, right behind him in the 32 car. And it looks like Sebastian Morris giving the leaders trouble once again, and this looks like it's going to give Brad Curtis the lead here as he passes Ryan Barley in the 13. 48 of Todd Short turned, and he almost hits the official. Into the pits goes Todd Short in the 48, and he was running very well in that 48 car. No yellow would fly. Earl McRae, who was just at the front of the field, goes for a spin and collects Greg Nee on lap 36 and Clyde Lattinger. Tough break for all three as Greg Nee has been running very well lately, and that's tough to see him get in that wreck. Clyde Lattinger was moving his way through the field in 51. He's involved as well. Tough break for him. On the restart, it would be Brad Curtis in the 32 leading, and we see a bunch of lap traffic now. See the 65 of Ashton Short gets turned once again, but this one will not be a yellow as he's out of the racing groove and in the back of the pack. Ashton Short continues on in the 65 car. Meanwhile, back up front, it's the 32 car pacing the field and catching lap traffic. Curtis looking to rekindle some of that magic he had from last season when he won the championship, and he currently leads in the Aflac 100. Emma Trout has moved her way up to second in that number 15, the point leader now, as Ike Durbin will drop out of the points lead after this one. But Trout running very strong in that number 15 car. And another one who has run strong this season, Keith Jesse in the 77, won the first 2 races of the season, has kind of fallen off, but Keith Jesse running well once again here at Myrtle Beach. Tony Short in the 11 has moved his way to second place as he passes Trout in the 15, and it looks like Jesse's going to follow him. But Tony Short hasn't been at the front too often, finished last in the points last year, so good to see him taking the lead now from Brad Curtis, and into turn number 1. The 11 car is now in the lead. The top 5 all closely packed together, so this is interesting as we see a couple cars get squirmy on the back straightaway. And we see Earl McRae getting turned. And did he hit the official? That, well, let's go slow motion onboard McRae. There's the official. Keeps the car straight. Does he avoid him? He barely does avoid him. The official getting quite lucky there. Definitely a scare. No yellow would fly. Keith Jesse is in second place, and he's trying to run down the 11 of Tony Short as he's passed his teammate Brad Curtis. Earl McRae has lost the engine on the 96 car. That's the 3rd engine we've lost in this one. But McRae just spun, and now he loses the engine a couple laps later. So, insult to injury for the Subway Toyota. He pulls into the pits with that gray puff of smoke trailing him. Tough day for McRae. Another engine goes on lap 99. It's one of the Short brothers, Todd Short, on lap 99. Loses the engine, our 4th caution of the race, as he gets turned into the wall by Alicia Abbott and flips. So the 48 done for the race. And that is quite a tough break for him. And that actually gives a scare to our leader, Tony Short, in the 11 car, who has just lost the lead, actually. But that gives a scare to him. They share the same engine package, so we'll see if the 11 car's engine can hold up as we take the green with Keith Jesse in the 77 car leading, and our Tony Short right on his back bumper. It's been a tough day for the Shorts in general, and the 65 had a tough day as well, but Tony keeping the family going here. And on lap 106, our 5th caution of the race flies as Zach McRae goes for a spin in turn number 3. On the restart, it looks like Keith Jesse has a pretty sizable lead on the restart. Don't know what that was about, but it looks like the 11 car eventually does catch up to the 77, and he's getting blocked by Clyde Lattinger in the 51, who is a lap car. He has Walter Green behind him, and he's going to try to look for second place, and it looks like our leader's in the wall. 3 wide for the lead. Walter Green to P1 here late in the going at Myrtle Beach, and here he is out in front, and there's Jeff Gender in the 98 also in the mix as well, as he's moved his way up. And here's Joey Johnson in the 14 car sitting 4th, excuse me, and the 14 car has run very quiet this race, but we'll see if he can move his way up to the front here late in the going at Myrtle Beach, as Tony Short has taken second back from Jeff Gender in the 98 and continues his quest to run down our leader. But the 98 right back at it as we see the 22 cars washing up the track and into the wall, and the 98 of Jeff Gender will take the lead from Walter Green, who washed up the track there off turn number 4. This allows the 98 to get under him, and the Muscle Milk Dodge will take the lead. Teammate Alicia Abbott right in front of him. He's going to try to put her lap down. Abbott cooperates and will get around quite easily. Tony Short running second, turned by a lap car, and into the pits very fast. That was very dangerous. Tony Short just decides to pit. That is a tough break. Like I said, the Short brothers having a very tough race in this one, and there goes Tony Short's day in the 11 cars. You see Ross Kirkton, who got in an accident early on, is moving his way through the field, as we see Jeff Gender pulling away from the field. The 98 car off to a 2-second lead, but eventually Ross Kirkton would close in, and here he comes on the back bumper of the 98 car, and into turn number 3, and looks like lap traffic might play a role into this one, as here they come, and it's going to be Ginger continuing to lead as he eventually does put some distance between him and the 84 once again, and continues to lead this one as we see the 84, or though it's 100, getting turned into the pits. It's been a common theme in this one. Greg Neesday even more ruined as he gets turned by Preston Bell in the 50 car, and this would actually bring out the caution as the 12 car gets spun into the outside wall. On lap 134, the 98's 2-second lead vanished, and we get a restart. The 12 car to the inside of the 98, along with the 52 and the 11, all lapped down. That if 84 in second place does not get a good jump, Ross Kirkton looks like he's losing the 98. 14 car, Joey Johnson gets turned into the pits. He goes, and another one getting turned to the pits. Like I said, very common theme in this one. Ashton Short in the 65 goes 3 wide with Walter Green and Jeffrey Johnson. Short almost got turned for the 3rd time in this one, and he's had a rough night. So a couple cars in the wall there, Sebastian Morris and Preston Bell. As we see the battle for the lead coming to the white flag. Ross Kirkton underneath the 98 car. White flag for Ross Kirkton as he's just snatched the lead away from Jeff Ginger in the 98 into turn number 1 on the final lap. Ross Kirkton, and it looks like he's in the wall. Here comes Jeff Ginger underneath. Into turn number 3, the Muscle Milk Dodge looking for the lead. It's going to be a drag race off turn number 4. Jeff Ginger will actually win this one. He wins the Aflac 150 on a thrilling last lap finish. Ross Kirkton, oh man, gotta feel bad for him as he just lost this race off turn number 2, getting into the outside wall. Jeff Ginger is your winner, and very exciting finish. Jeff Ginger definitely deserving this one. As we take a look at the last lap once again, the 84 looked like he had this one in the bags. Into turn number 1, just drove it way too hard, slides up the racetrack into the outside wall. This allows Jeff Ginger to get underneath him, and through 3 and 4, Jeff Ginger pulls out the win. A very exciting finish to a very great Myrtle Beach race. We'll see you next week.